All right, let's bring in Craig Button this morning. If you are watching over on YouTube, give us a sub. We would very much appreciate that. Mr. Button, good morning. How's this Wednesday treating you so far?
It's treating me really good. And you're talking about Pro-Am Sports. They've treated me really good. And, I find out that Jack, good old Jack over there, is an Expos fan. So I bought an Expos hat. They have a better chance of winning than the Blue Jays.
Good, hot takes, man. Give it to this guy. I like that. Man, I do miss the Expos, though. It was just a good brand, wasn't it? It was just a great brand.
Hell of a logo, yeah.
Damn.
It was a great brand. And you know what? I don't know. Do you know who Jack Todd is? He's a writer for the Montreal Gazette.
Yeah, long-time writer.
Every Sunday he has winners and losers. And the two guys, the owners at the time that took the team to Florida, he says, forever and always they're losers. He's been doing it for about 25 years for sure, doing the same thing.
All right, Craig Button from TSN with us, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Craig, it's been a little bit of a funk that it looked like the Oilers were going to come out of against Dallas. They played great for 40 minutes, then kind of let it slide a bit in the third, but did hang on to win that hockey game. Then they go in. Didn't think they played horribly against Buffalo, but they didn't play well enough to win against Buffalo, and obviously everybody's freaking out here. What are you not seeing from this group right now?
Quite frankly, a committed effort defensively. The game against Dallas is just, you won, but you're up 5-1. And then you just kind of, okay, we think we can coast. And, you just said something here that really hit me hard. And it should hit Edmonton Oilers fans hard. You said, it's not that they played horribly. Well, when you start with that type of a phrase, it's not that they played horribly. You're not winning in the playoffs. Yeah. To win in the playoffs, it's hard. It's you got to be dialed in. You got to be dialed in all the time, and you got to be committed to the hard work. And quite frankly, the Oilers, since the Four Nations break, they haven't. They haven't been committed defensively. They haven't been committed as a group. And it's not one person. It's the entire team. It's the entire team. And I don't care who you are. You want to give up rush chances. You want to give up all kinds of opportunities with turnovers and loose play. I don't care who your goaltender is. You're going to put that goaltender under duress. And the Edmonton Oilers defensively have been terrible. And this is a team that knows how to really be a top defensive team. It's to me, it's lack of effort. It's like they're on the wrong side. They don't get there. Say, oh, well, next shift. Oh, okay, well, that wasn't a good period. We'll try it this period. Well, guess what? The periods are piling up, and the play isn't improving.
Well, it's interesting because this was the other area where I wanted to kind of start this conversation. We talked about it a little bit on the station yesterday. It's just, and there's a bunch of different ways to look at it from a physical perspective, and as you mentioned, but they're just easy to play against.
Yeah,
they just give up. It's just, I don't know if teams really have to earn it much against the Oilers right now, which is also a recipe to be bounced from the playoffs rather quickly.
And you nailed it, quickly. And for the Edmonton Oilers, do they have time to find their game? Yeah. Can they find a game that they know they have? Yeah. It's not like they got to go searching and go, we got to get this game in order. They know what it takes to be successful defensively. They've done it. They've been excellent. But again, you use the term easy to play against. That's what they are. More than that, not more than that, but in addition to that, there's also when you watch how the Oilers play, it's kind of like, we're never out of a game. All you got to do is watch Saturday night and go, we're never out of a game. Like, they might be up 4-1, 5-1. Just keep playing. This team, we don't use the term lock it down anymore because you just can't play that way. But that ability to just say, you know what, you're going to have to earn everything. You're not going to get anything easy. Oilers have lost that part of their game at this point in time, and they got to find it. And I think they can, because you don't play 120 games that they played, 125 games since Chris Knobloch took over at that level, and not be able to find it again.
TSN's Craig Button joining us on the Nielsen Show. I wanted to look at the other side of the coin, Craig. Not that I don't agree with you with the defensive and team defensive responsibilities. We were talking earlier, too, just about, is this in the McDavid Draisaitl area, the most top two heavy that they've been in that forward group in terms of point production. I know we all know the season Hyman had last year. Nuge has dropped off, but I mean, just looking at some of these totals, we said maybe Leon and maybe Corey Perry exceeding expectations in that forward group.
Well, Corey Perry's one of your, after those four players at the quartet, Corey Perry's your next leading goal scorer. I mean, Leon Draisaitl is absolutely phenomenal this year. And he has got little to no help from his wingers. When you think you're playing with a great player and you can't take advantage of that greatness. I mean, yeah, okay, so we can talk about Zach Hyman. 50 goals last year was phenomenal, but Zach still is finding ways to contribute. The numbers, I mean, it's a career year. Why do they call it a career year? Because you have one of those in your career. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, but if you think that just four players are going to carry you, and you use, Eric, you talk about two top-heavy players, the respect that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have around the league is enormous, and it's earned. But the rest of the group just doesn't seem to be able to. When I say the rest of the group, the back end is just not good. Am I gonna say that Draisaitl and McDavid can't do it? No, but I don't think they can do it for 16 wins with that lack of support.
Yeah, it's so weird because I was thinking about this and you laid it out, the way they've been playing defensively. Remember last year, midway through the season, when they went on that heater 16 in a row? They didn't give up anything. Like, you were surprised when they allowed goals. And then for a good chunk of the playoffs, that's kind of where it was as well. And if you've had that before, and I know they've changed the lineup a bit, can you still find that again, Craig? Is that like a coaching thing that says, hey, guys, like, need to tighten this up now. Look what we've done in the past. Let's get back to that.
I think Chris is an excellent coach, and one of the big things is when you're trying to instill a system of team play that can give you success offensively, defensively, wherever it is. It's different than saying, "I know you guys can do it because you have done it." Now, here's the challenge when you go to it. Like, there's players on this team that have not done it. I think I've said it to you on the show. I've said it a number of times. I think that the Edmonton Oilers had a disastrous summer of 2024. Disastrous. I mean, Arvidsson and Skinner, sorry. Never thought that was good. Losing Broberg and Holloway, losing McLeod and Fogle, losing CC. It feels like they've been chasing. And I know what they said. Well, we're going to have cap space and everything. You bring in Jake Wallman. Okay, that's nice. You bring in Trent Frederick. That's nice, right? I mean, that team last year, they made their team worse. The team that went to Game 7 and played on June 24th last year, that was a darn good team. And then the decisions that were made have made the team worse.
Yeah, they got a lot older, which not a lot of teams
and
really
slower
want to do.
too.
Yeah, slower and older.
Slower, older, smaller, and less prolific offensively. That's a bad sequence.
That is. You really don't. But you don't want to usually do one of those things, let alone three of them in the same offseason. It's yeah. Well, the good news is that there's another offseason coming, and they can try to recover from it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I want a couple of quick things around the league. The Ottawa Senators, back-to-back nights, back-to-back wins. Dylan Cousins had a nice goal last night. Ottawa, they're in the thick of it right now. Do you think they're a playoff team this year?
I do. I think they found that level of play that they know they have to perform at to be in the playoffs. The game Saturday versus the New York Rangers was just I'm watching that game. It seemed like the Rangers had that game in order, and then Ottawa, just came back and just Brady Tkachuk just literally said, "Let's go, we're doing it." I was asked on trade deadline day, about Ottawa. I said, I think they have to make some type of a bold move. And Jennifer Hedger asked me, she goes, "What?" I said, "I'm not sure what it is exactly. I wasn't able to pinpoint any one area, but I said something had to change." And Steve Staios changed it. That was a pretty significant, that was a bold move. he knew the importance of Josh Norris to his teammates and the friendships. But Dylan Cousins is bigger. He's durable, and quite frankly, I think that his spirit, as well as a lot of players in Buffalo, their spirits have been killed, dampened, because you don't play for anything. I think this trade will help Dylan. I think it'll help the Ottawa Senators. And yeah, Allmark was brilliant the other night against Detroit.
He was awesome.
I mean, and you don't want to play like that, but Allmark got him 2 points, and away you go.
Craig, I just had two more wild card ones for you, and staying out east first, the Red Wings as well, kind of opposite Senators right now, 6 straight losses. Your thoughts, and if they can kind of wiggle their way back into the thick of it. And tonight, I mean, a big game in Calgary, Flames and Canucks. I believe a point separating them for the wild card. Who do you have kind of more faith in that'll get that over the line? Is it Wolf in goal for Calgary that maybe will be the X factor in determining who out of those two gets that wild card spot?
Well, I mean, Dustin Wolf's been excellent. I did the Montreal-Vancouver game on Tuesday night, and Vancouver's not very good. They're not very good. I mean, if they make the playoffs, I mean, I think that would be they might want to have a parade, because that might be as successful can be. They're just not a very good team, full stop. And you know, the Montreal really were quicker and faster and harder than them on Tuesday night, and now they got to go into Calgary and play. And you know, Calgary plays hard, just like Montreal does. Vancouver doesn't. They don't play hard. They're not a competitive group. Now you go to Detroit, and right now, based on watching Detroit play, and I know they played really well against Ottawa, 6 straight losses. Yeah, can they wiggle their way in? Yeah, they can. You know, you got Columbus there. You have Detroit. I mean, the Bruins now. I mean, maybe they should have made trades earlier. I mean, they're starting to win. Montreal's playing well. You know, it's a pretty good race out there in the East. You know, Todd McClellan, you know, was walking on water before the 6-game losing streak. now a lot of like, I don't think that the Columbus is a great story. You know, Montreal, I think Ottawa will be in the playoffs. And, you know, I look at a team like Columbus that has a tough time winning on the road. Feels to me like Detroit has a really good opportunity. But those 2 losses to Columbus could be the backbreaker for them, though. And the outdoor game and at Ohio State and the night before in Detroit. I think Detroit. If you put my feet to the fire, Ottawa and Columbus make up the 2 wild cards in the East.
Craig, before I let you go, obviously it was a long day on trade deadline day. Were the snacks good? What was the catering like? Does it keep you powered up throughout the day?
Well, I don't really eat like, you know, like when I'm working. I'll eat in the morning. Like you know, like I ate my oatmeal in the morning and everything. But I don't really grab what I usually grab is just a bag of cashews. I like cashews. I always make sure I have cashews. I'm a cashews guy.
Yeah. Big cashew guy myself.
Great nut.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, I don't really partake. So I'm not really sure how the catering was. I mean, everybody's well taken care of, but
yeah,
you know, I got to say they brought in that Harvey's onion rings and fries to 10. I don't want to rain on Harvey's parade, but not very good.
Greg, as always, man, we love you. We'll catch you up next week, all right?
See ya.
There you go. That's Craig Button. Just saying the truth.
Have it your way.
You know, the cashew is my favorite nut of the nut family.
It's a great nut. You don't even need it salted. Yeah. If you can have a nut unsalted, you know it's a strong nut.
I do prefer the cashew salted.
We
prefer
everything salted.
But
I
got a salt tooth.
It can stand on its own.
Yeah.
It can stand on its got a nice rich flavor.
It's become one of my summer driving go-to snacks.
Yeah.
Cashews.
Like a good almond as well. They're good for the gut.
Mm-hmm.